take time, even if you have to live in cramped quarters, with your 2 kids and they have to share a bedroom. It's better to make sure you're living within your means. Do not live outside your means. It is so important not to live outside your means because it will destroy your life.
Absolutely.
And I've seen this before just with people, people in my family, my girlfriend's family, who just live outside their means, and it just devastates them, and it always hits you really hard, and it's really hard to get back once it hits you, and the older you are. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, there are people out there saying, I was reading this interview with economics professor or whatever, or a business professor, and he's saying, "You're young, go out. Feel free to take massive loans. You can go bankrupt and you'll be fine. Because you're young, you can recover from it. You can go bankrupt twice."
Yeah.
Hello, Dave.
That's a wonderful thing to have. Going bankrupt before you're.
Yeah, but it's just like 30. You have to think about more than just. I mean, they're probably right. You can. Well, maybe not anymore, but you could. But the thing is, sometimes you got to think about more than just. What is this going to do? Everybody going bankrupt all the time.
Well, how do you expect to get loans after you go bankrupt? That shit sticks on.
You can rebuild credit eventually, but
yeah, but how long does it take to get some decent credit back after you go bankrupt?
Several years.
Several years. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a really good idea. That's a great thing to be telling college students. People have.
Yeah. No, I know. I completely disagree. And I mean, again, it's the whole thing is just this whole get rich quick kind of culture. Yeah.
Right.
Make $1 million overnight. It's much better to build slow and stably than
this totally
making $1 million
it sets the tone that you can do whatever you want and the government will just bail you out if you screw up enough. No, that's what the tone is, and it's fucking insane.
And the thing is, they're right though, because they put themselves in a position where we can't. There's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's a lot of it's our fault for taking out the people, us.
Right.
Taking out loans we can't afford, basically, and defaulting.
Well, yeah, it's very true, and it's also the industry's fault for handing out loans to people that they knew that they couldn't pay those back.
Yeah. No, exactly.
You can't be giving out. I was listening to the radio this morning. The guy who was making a point, he goes, if you have an income of $40,000, you can't get that $400,000 mortgage. You just can't. He goes, this is the problem. They were handing out too big of mortgages. They were handing out too big of loans.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
That's right.
But yep, that's right. Housing is going to fall rapidly soon. So
really,
hopefully it stays down by the time I'm supposed to buy a house.
More than it is right now, or?
Oh yeah.
Well,
they say the end is not even in sight yet.
Isn't it a good time to buy a house right now?
Well, yeah, probably better than it would be before.
Yeah, so
because it's probably going to be really good when all the foreclosures really hit, because everything's going to be everything's basically just going to be sold off as fast as it could be.
Right.
I don't know what's going to happen when the government buys the assets up though. But I'm not Yeah, I guess technically it'd be a good time to buy a house, but sometimes you're born in unfortunate, kind of in between the cracks, I was born so that gas was $1, literally, until I got my license, and it shot up to like $2, now up to $5. So I just missed the point where I could get gas for $1. And I have a feeling it's probably going to be the same thing when I go to buy a house, where I could buy a house for, $200, a pretty, a decent starter house for $200,000. It'll be like, $300,000 or $500,000 or whatever. So, yeah.
It's just a shit time to grow up.
Well, that's all right. But,
we'll deal with it.
Yeah. No, we will deal with it. And they're going to have to adjust eventually, just because if they want to save the economy, if they don't want to just have, massive bread lines again. But, nobody's happy about it, and it's not going to end for a while. It's going to probably continue going downhill, for a while yet. They're predicting. They're saying this could last up to 15 years, basically. The results of this could last up to 15 years. So, that's how long the last Great Depression lasted.
Right.
So.
Yeah, well,
that's what we're trying to avoid. There's going to be a recession either way.
Luckily, the government's trying to do
But
something about it. The thing that'll piss me off more than anything is that most of these politicians are going to cram as much pork barrel projects into this, pork barrel legislation going into this, and earmarks and shit like that. More bullshit stuff that's going to go into this bill. It's just going to be trillions of dollars as opposed to what the billions that they were proposing. So it's the one thing that just is going to bug shit out of me.
yeah.
And that's how they work. That's how the government works. The government works so that, we're talking about this.
Mike.
We were talking about this. The governor proposes, all right, $5 million to education, okay, and the assembly the assembly or the Congress likes it, but then they tag like $2 extra million more, and then the government goes, well, no, I have to veto this because you guys added all this crap to it, and then the Congress comes out and goes, oh, the president's against, or the governor's against, your education.
Yeah, I know. They're against child. They had this awesome political ad when Bernie Sanders was running for the Senate from his opponent in Vermont, where I'm from originally. Yeah. And I guess this was like one of the. It's exactly what happened. It was like a sex offender bill, putting money to stop child sex offenders, but then they attached this like ridiculous pork barrel stuff to it. And Bernie Sanders voted it down. He voted against it, and then the ad his opponent ran was like Bernie Sanders loves child molesters. It's like or something like like something like that.
It's like the bill that Obama pushed when he was while he was a senator that would make it okay for like kindergarten teachers to tell students about good touch, bad touch, that kind of deal. And I think it went also into like. If they ask, where do babies come from, you can't tell them the story, that kind of deal. And, McCain twisted it to say that he was for sex education for, like, kindergartners, which, okay, generalizing, sure, I guess you could say that. That's totally not what the point of it was,
Yeah. Well, isn't there a thing where they have, like, a video of Palin out where she's getting blessed, like, against witches or something?
I don't know. There's so much shit out there. There's so much shit.
I think I saw something. There was like on FoxNews.com like an article about how like Palin was blessed by a priest against like the evil power of witches or something like that.
I don't know, man. That's her.
Yeah, they have like video of it.
There's a wonderful web.
I think I'm kind of getting what you're saying about how much you love this stuff.
Yeah, it's terrific.
Because I was kind of like, this is kind of amazing.
Wonderful website for those who are really into politics and want to really understand some of the truth that to look at besides all the bullshit you're getting. Factcheck.org is a wonderful website.
Yeah. Oh, another thing I wanted to tell you. Did you see the I go on Fox News every day because I always read. I read Google News, Reuters, I read BBC, and then I read CNN, MSNBC, and Fox News because I try to get I always Fox News always ends up being the most entertaining and most infuriating for me because I also read like the blog posts or not the blog posts, the forum posts, and those always.
Oh yeah, but I mean that's not.
Yeah, I mean, just like the only people who post on forums I convince are like hysterical maniacs. But anyway, they had like the awesomest thing I'd ever seen as far as like political misquoting, like taking completely out of context to like hysterical amounts. And it was all right. There's a picture. It's a picture of Sarah Palin, right? Yeah. And then, like, in the corner is, like, a picture of Bill Clinton, like, chewing on his glasses and, like, looking lustfully behind him. Like, it kind of propped it so it looked like he was looking at Sarah Palin. Right. And then the headline was, Bill Clinton says, I can see why she's hot.
Yeah. See, that's tough.
I was like, that is the best thing I've ever seen in my life. Just like this picture, like, Bill Clinton, like, hey! Like, looking at Sarah Palin.
Yeah. Yeah, no, there's tons of stuff. I mean, they have fact check. There's a whole slew of they say false internet claims and rumors fly about McCain's running mate. There's some summary that goes into detail about stuff like saying that she was banning books in Alaska and that she cut funding for special needs students and stuff like that. There's a bunch of rumors going around about that. This kind of sheds some light about it. It kind of goes into more and more. And there's a lot about the other.
Yeah, I'm looking at this. This is pretty good.
Yeah, so it's a bipartisan, non-for-profit group, so check it out, folks, factcheck.org. I think they. I wonder if they. I'm not too sure when they actually started. I want to say last election they did. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I've heard of it before. I've heard of it before.
So, no, it's really interesting. What time is it? Time do we get?
We've been doing it for an hour. We should probably
All right.
stop.
Cool then. We'll
Okay.
be back. Hopefully soon enough.
Okay. See you guys next time.
Bye.
And we'll have a guest next time,
Yeah,
right?
we'll hopefully have a guest.
Okay, if you want to be a guest on our show, feel free to email us at the Chizzle and Dizzle show at yahoo.com. All right. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.